Dear Diary, I am misunderstood. Good morning and welcome to the Book of Jenna. And I am your host, Jenna. And this is what we are going to talk about today because I feel like during the holidays, sometimes it's really hard to be around family. Especially if you were misunderstood as a child or even as an adult. And you feel like every time you go around, it's hard. It's an uncomfortable vibe. You're being judged. I've lived all of this, and a lot of people don't know this about me, but I cut off everyone in my family. Um, and honestly, it's been the best thing for me. With love. I appreciate them for everything that they did for me and for being there, but they were very unwell and they projected all of that unwellness onto me. And I got to the point when I left my ex-husband. Um, that's when I really started seeing things for what they were. And then I started analyzing all the relationships in my life. And I realized that the most toxic one of all was the one I had with my family. And um, I couldn't take it anymore. And I know that some people judge the fuck out of me for that. And you know what? I know who you are. And if you are listening to this, you are also part of the problem. So, for what it's worth, um, I judge no one who cuts off family because I know what it takes to do it. And I know how hard it is to do it. So if you have cut your family off, or if you are going to go into this holiday season uncomfortable because you're misunderstood. People don't understand the way you think, the way you view life, the way you see things. Just know you are not alone. And a lot of people are actually going through this. And so the conversation I had with my friend was that most of my life, I have been misunderstood, even by people who have tried to love me. And I'm okay with it the older I get. And I think that that's a big thing. Um, people say that life doesn't begin until 40, that everything that you've done before 40 is really just research. Deciding what you like, what you don't like, who you want to be, who you don't want to be, the life you want to have, the life you don't want to have. And I couldn't agree more. And I'm curious of my listeners, if anyone is 40 or older, do you feel the same way? Um, I love being misunderstood now. I love that people can't see my vision. Um, I'm sure people think I'm crazy for doing a podcast. And quite frankly, good. Good. I want you to, because we aren't the same. We're not built the same way. I can run circles around 90% of you. Um, and I don't say that to gloat. I just say that to say, I am not like you, and you are not like me. And going into this holiday season, I think remembering that our life experiences have given us different paths, and some people have never left their hometown. Some people have never moved away from home and been on their own and fallen flat on their face. Some people have lived a life of comfortability and they've never really had outside factors that have pushed them to see what they're capable of. And that's quite all right. But when you go around those people for the holidays, you may not let their perspective of life dictate or make you feel less than. Okay. And that is something that has been something I have tried to work on very diligently, probably for the last 6 months, because I have been that girl that has let other people dictate my worth based on someone else's experiences. And recently, I've really started to focus inward and think of like, who am I? Like, what am I personally capable of? What have I done in the last 40 years that sets me apart from other people? And I do this especially in the gym. Honestly, you guys, the gym is probably my biggest therapy session. One, because I'm physically moving my body and moving the energy around. And if you haven't worked out in a while, I just want to encourage you to do some sort of movement to move the energy around inside of your body. I know that you probably don't believe me. And that's okay. I don't expect you to. But moving your body is one of the most healing things you will do. There's so much that goes with the movements and discovering how strong you are. There's something about staying committed to yourself and showing up for yourself. And so when I am in the gym, I really look around and I'm like, I wonder if anyone in this room has done what I have done. And then I start assuming. And I don't care in this moment if I'm assuming, because this is a moment of building myself up. This is a moment of building my confidence up. And I've decided that 90% of the people in the gym have seen less things and have done less than me. And then I start saying things like, okay, well, what sets you above, Jenna? What sets you apart? How are you different from these people? And I start listing all the ways that I am different than these people. And you know what that does? Builds my confidence. So that when I encounter people who are low frequency, who only see the negative in life, who can't possibly wrap their brain around why someone would do what they're doing, right? Why would you ever leave? Why would you move? Well, because I gotta do something. I can't stay here in this place forever, because if I do, I know that I won't amount to what I desire in my life. And that's a big thing. People are going to tell you how you should live. People are going to tell you what you should desire. People are going to tell you probably how you should shit, because everyone can see someone else's circumstance differently through their lens. And quite frankly, I am tired of consenting to other people's beliefs of me. And I want you to be tired of that too. I want to encourage you to be tired of asking other people for advice. And I'm not saying like all the time, right? There is certain advice that we should ask people for, but there are certain things that we should never let leave our brain to give power to someone else to tell us whether our idea is good or not, or whether our decision is good or not. When I joined the Army, I told no one. I went and signed papers. I came home and I said, "Oh, hey, by the way, I joined the Army. I leave for basic training on May 20th or something like that, May 19th, whatever it was." And my parents said, "That was a terrible decision. I can't believe you did that. You're going to ruin your life." I want you to know that decision did not ruin my life. My life did not end the day I went and joined the Army. You want to know what happened when I joined the Army? I got to see exactly what I'm made of. I got to see exactly who I was. I got to put my money where my mouth was, right? And I am so proud I did that. I'm so proud I didn't tell anybody. And you know what? When I came home from basic training, because I did a split option, I decided I didn't want to be in the National Guard, that I wanted to do more. So I didn't tell anybody. And I went and signed paperwork to become regular Army and to go active duty. And that's what I did. And it was the best decision. And again, I was met with, "I can't believe you're doing this. You're going to throw your life away. Why are you doing this?" But no one saw that for me, I had to leave where I was. I had to get out of there. I had to do something bold. I had to do something different and no one understood because they aren't me. And this is the thing that I believe myself and other people need to remember is that you aren't me. You will never see something my way because my brain works differently than yours. You will never understand why I am so passionate about something because you can't be inside and feel the things I'm feeling. I can try to convey my passion to you and I can try to get the message across, but you'll never, ever understand it fully. And to some people who can't understand it, because they can't understand it, all they're going to do is throw you negative because it would never work for them. No, it fucking wouldn't. It won't work for you. You want to know why it won't work for you? You aren't me. That's why it won't work for you. Well, I could never. Great. I'm so glad you could never. But I'm, again, not you. I could run circles around you. That's why you could never, because you could never wake up at 4:45 and hit the gym so that the rest of your day you can work on your other goals. We aren't the same, and that is okay. I don't want you to be the same as me, because if you're the same as me and we're all chasing the same dream, it's boring. It's boring. We all have gifts to offer the world. And if we aren't passionately following those gifts because other people are telling us that they can't see the vision, well, honey, I'm sorry, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. I don't know what to tell you. And I think the more that we stop sharing those things with people because they won't see the vision or share them only with certain people. You know who your safety people are, and you know who the people are that always have something negative to say about everything. The people that always have something negative to say about everything, or their days are always, well, my day was fine. Oh, it's fine, guys. If it's not one thing, it's another. Well, I'm sorry. I don't have that problem. I don't because I choose not to have that problem. Those are not the people you share your joy with. The people you share your joy with are the people who don't have that problem, right? Yeah, my day could have been shit yesterday, but you know what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to tell you. I'll tell you the good things that happened in my day yesterday. Why? Because those are the things I'm going to choose to focus on, because those are the things that get me to tomorrow. Those are the things that light my path. And the sooner you remove the people who are not illuminating your path, the sooner you're going to be able to shift and change your world. So here's my here's my message. If you hear nothing else, hear this. You do not owe anyone an explanation for what you're doing. You do not have to share what you're doing with everyone. You do not have to share what you're doing. You do not have to consent to people who can't find joy in life. You do not have to show up for people who are always negative. You are allowed to remove those people from your life. You are allowed to remove people who drain you. You know, those people, the ones that you go hang out with, and when you leave, you feel like you need 3 days to recover? Those people? Yeah. You're allowed to take those people out of your life. You're allowed to stop talking to anybody whenever you want. You do not have to go to any event where you feel like when you leave, you will feel less than. You don't have to do that. I don't care who they are. I'm probably not the one because clearly I cut everybody off. So maybe I'm a little bit more extreme than other people, but like I said, I'm not like you. I know what works for me. I know what I'm okay with. I know what my boundaries are. I didn't have any boundaries in my 20s. None. I had no boundaries. And it showed. And it was awful. So if you have boundaries, if you're building boundaries, do not waver. Stick with them. You are worth it. They are not. I promise. I promise. And if they are worth it, they will show you. That is my message for today. I know it's kind of heavy a little bit not, but um, I just wanted you guys to know that if you don't want to show up to a place that you do not feel like you fit in anymore, you don't have to. I give you permission. Put yourself in places where you want to belong. Put yourself in places where you feel loved and where you feel taken care of and where you feel heard and seen. You don't even have to be understood, right? People don't have to understand what you're doing as long as they love you through it. Hey, that's a great idea. I don't know that I could do that, but you know what? I hope this works out for you. I know you can do this. I believe in you. And if no one has said that to you this week, I believe in you. I believe you're capable of whatever dream you desire. I know that you have it in you, but do you know you have it in you? Dig deep and figure out what it is you desire and then pursue it passionately. Pursue it unstoppably. I think that's a word I just made up, but you know what? I don't care. Pursue so hard that no one can penetrate you. No one can penetrate your force field of, I'm going to do this because you deserve it and because you're worth it. And because if it's on your heart, you should do it. So I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy the Wednesday that it is. And I will see you. Well, I won't see you, but I will talk to you tomorrow. Much love, my friends. And always, please share if you think you know someone who needs to hear this. I would greatly appreciate it, and I know they would too. And don't forget, like and subscribe so that you don't miss my next 4 podcasts, my 7 and 7. All right, my friends, I love you.